Simon thinks of home. His family was an old one and had lost much to the Shadow Deep, even before its recent acceleration. The young ranger had long abandoned the idea of reclaiming his ancestral estate in spite of his father's prideful obsession. Feeling especially sorry for himself, he begins to recall the fiancée he left behind. Where were they now? A knock rescues him from his thoughts, but the quest notice he finds under the door draws him into a different spiral. The tower fortress known as Tor Varden has gone dark, surely taken by unknown adversaries. A ranger is required to investigate, assist survivors, and sabotage whatever possible. For this mission, Simon finds himself in familiar company. Cody, Xerxes, Sal, Vaughn, and Gruppo will join him, along with a new face, Dana the medic, green but talented and practical to a fault. The party must cross the treacherous Enthel River, but they soon begin to notice the sounds and smells of a Gnoll encampment. Short on time, Simon reluctantly decides that they must break through and cross the bridge here. They are downwind from the encampment and therefore have the element of surprise. The old guard station may hold some valuable information as well. Xerxes, having experience with these creatures, scouts ahead. He brings Cody and Sal with him. They hide behind a tree. Simon takes the rest of the party eastward. They maintain stealth and hope to pick off the enemy one at a time. Gnolls do not make especially diligent guards. They are easily bored and find themselves wandering around looking for lizards to barbecue. The vanguard team spreads out, hoping to catch one of the gnolls unaware. And Dana does all she can to keep up. Simon hunkers down and waits for his opportunity to strike. The gnolls continue going about their haphazard business, when suddenly, a warrior gnoll, following a butterfly or something, stumbles through the foliage and finds himself face to face with Xerxes. Gruppo leaps into action to assist in silencing the creature. Suddenly liberated from his boredom, this added pressure only seems to excite the enemy warrior. Xerxes is only able to land a glancing blow. Knowing their cover is about to be blown, the rest of the party prepares for the worst. Further complicating the situation, a shadow vulture appears overhead. These creatures operate as enemy spies, and things can only get worse for the mission if it is able to reach its dark masters. Simon steadies his aim, but fails to account for the wind. His shot misses wide. Meanwhile, the enemy gnoll lets out a deafening howl. Gruppo stabs the creature's windpipe moments too late. The gnolls are now on high alert and ready for a fight, but they don't see or hear their enemies, so they look under rocks and shrubs aimlessly still. One gnoll archer is clever enough to follow where the sound came from, but still somehow lacks the wisdom to bring anyone with him. And the wicked vulture continues its flight undisturbed. Sal readies her magic bolt spell and incinerates the wicked creature. Vaughn and Dana sneak forward, wary of enemy arrows. Xerxes, however, has grown impatient. He rushes forward. He had hoped to catch the lone archer by surprise, but these gnolls seem to welcome any kind of excitement. Xerxes receives a shallow cut on his forearm for his trouble. Cody eagerly follows Xerxes' lead. He leaps out of cover and lands a solid blow on the archer. Gruppo follows up to finish the job. As he dispatches yet another enemy, his confidence soars. If there's no treasure to be found, he may as well collect respect. Simon takes cover behind a large root and catches the attention of the archer on the bridge. Simon fires and misses. Enemy returns fire. It lodges into the tree next to Simon. An enemy warrior on the bridge rushes in to lock into combat with Cody. An enemy archer across the river also takes aim at the young recruit. Whether it be luck or skill, it's a clean hit. The Knoll sergeant sprints across the bridge, eager to join the fight. The last remaining archer can hear the commotion, but does not see it. He still appears to be looking for lizards. Sal's maternal instinct kicks in as she moves into harm's way to assist Cody. Xerxes, too, sees Cody reeling from his arrow wound. He deftly sidesteps behind the fighter and smashes its brains in. Gruppo's newfound enthusiasm for combat wanes slightly as he notices the advancing enemy sergeant. He decides to take cover until his martial prowess is required. As if the party wasn't already in a rush, Simon looks up just in time to see a human survivor wander into the clearing. Simon shifts his aim from the archer to one of the fighters across the river. His arrow finds purchase in the enemy's shoulder. He then rolls forward to see how Dana is holding up on her first mission. She replies with a dry stare and a blink. The enemy sergeant leaps onto the stone, weapon raised. Working together, the allies manage to counterattack. Her balance is undisturbed, and her fighting spirit even more so. The cronies at the bridge eagerly run ahead to join in the fun. An arrow aimed at Simon flies by, not even close. And the lone fighter left behind notices the survivor. He rushes in but gets pushed back. Meanwhile, that one archer is still doing something back there. Gruppo rushes in to finish off the enemy leader. With this kill, he could vie for promotion, respect, easy money, a big hat with a feather. Gruppo is so lost in his wonderful thoughts that he barely notices that he has been cut in half. Xerxes attempts to hold the archer at bay while he swings at the sergeant. He receives a devastating blow to his midsection for his troubles. Vaughn approaches carefully, stepping over Gruppo's corpse. Cody sees a chance to strike and lands a mortal wound. The sergeant shrieks, almost joyfully, as she bashes the recruit in return. She knocks him out cold. Noticing a lull in the action, Dana strolls forward and throws a potion at Xerxes. The bottle shatters, dousing him in healing liquid. Sal attempts to climb up and hit the archer, but she slips and takes damage instead. The survivor struggles to escape his opponent while still avoiding drawing more unwanted attention. Simon steps into the open near Gruppo's remains. He coldly dispatches an approaching fighter and turns his attention to the bowman across the bridge. The opponent fires a well-aimed shot that Simon sidesteps like some kind of badass. Time runs short for the survivor as he takes another vicious attack. Between her grief and rage, Sal is unable to keep her composure. She continues to take damage. Vaughn comes to her rescue and cuts the creature down. His path now clear, Xerxes rushes across the bridge. Sal, meanwhile, takes cover behind Simon. Dana does her best to stop the bleeding. The survivor takes a defensive stance, buying as much time as he can. As Sal composes herself behind the tree, she notices an old hunting trap that she narrowly missed stepping right into. She thanks several gods. Simon perforates his opponent as he approaches the bridge. Dana follows closely, hoping to assist the survivor. The Knoll archer is feeling lonely now. He fires at the approaching dogman in a panic, but Xerxes deflects the arrow with his shield and continues his relentless approach. Scrandal hears the nearby commotion die down and assumes his boys must have handled anything that happened. Mustering just enough strength, the survivor pushes his enemy away with his shield. Xerxes finally reaches the lone archer and knocks him inside out with his mace. Everyone left rushes the bridge. and the survivor takes this opportunity to duck out of sight. Simon returns to the river to attempt a difficult shot, but it proves to be too difficult. Seeing the state of the survivor up close for the first time, Dana grimaces and begins mentally calculating the bandage and potion costs. The enemy fighter takes a moment, attempting to understand the situation, but gives up quickly and locks in on the pair. If Scrandle had found a blueberry bush just 2 feet to the south, imagine the carnage he would have seen. Xerxes maintains his momentum and rushes in, hitting the final knoll so hard it cracks the wall behind him. Vaughn gingerly steps over the mangled corpse and begins searching the premises. He finds a mostly intact book of poetry written by a Tor Varden soldier. He wraps it up and carefully packs it away as the party gathers their wounded and moves onward with as much haste as they can. Reinforcements are sure to find an alarming scene. After receiving some merciless yet effective medical attention, Cody eventually comes to. A little worse for wear, but still in some kind of fighting shape. The last thing he remembers seeing was Gruppo's expression as his upper half floated away through the air. It was the look of someone who still thought they were winning. Cody wonders what face he will make when his time comes. Tor Varden awaits. And that is another episode complete. Welcome back. Sorry this took so long. I promise the recording of the next episode will not be as sloppy as this one. Sorry if you got seasick. As always, if you want to support these videos and me and get some printable miniatures, check out my Patreon. I'm still posting new minis every week or so, and it's going real good. It's really fun. Go take a look. Also, I just want to say thanks for all the positive feedback on the last couple episodes. I'm not really trying to play an algorithm or anything, so when people find it and like it, it means something to me. Anyway, on to the next one. Okay, bye-bye. See you later. Sayonara. So long.